Hello, spooktastic tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger, Frog Trigger, with me, BlueAnkylo. So, we've got a couple more big side quests to do, 2 more left from the original game, and then maybe some others. I did a little bit of research just to make sure I don't waste any speed tabs, and, Chrono, Marl, and Luca might be getting some stat boosts the way Robo did, thanks to us playing the DS version of the game. It's going to take a while before I get around to those, but, well, Luca's base speed's pretty bad, but, you probably don't want to max it right now, and the same with Marl and Chrono. And his speed will actually go back down to 13 at some point, so don't worry, we'll find a really good sword at some point. There are much better weapons than the Swallows. So, I was considering who to use my speed capsules on. I think I can't remember the exact numbers, but like Chrono might only need like 1 to get to his his max. Marl might need a couple. Luca would need a few. But it still might be better to get Ayla up. Because I think I'm probably going to be using Ayla till the end of the game, because it is nice to be able to charm a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of stuff she can steal. And I don't think there's any passive stat boosts coming for her, or any specific Ayla equipment that gives her a speed upgrade. So there's that. Anyway, for now, we're going to be using Frog because it's his quest, Magus because, you know, they're bros now, but seriously because he needs tech points, and then Robo to get his final tech. And we're going to go to 600 AD first, or 1000 AD. We know there's a spooky castle in 1000 AD that we didn't go to. But I would assume maybe Frog's quest starts in 600. Actually, no, well, we'll see. Mostly because there's still a city and a continent that we haven't visited in 600 AD, so I figured we'll go with this route. So let's head over to this one area we haven't been to yet. Well, we've been here in modern times, but, you know. Let's see what they've got. I wouldn't get my hopes up too much. They sell mid-ethers. I think somewhere sells high ethers, but it's no big deal. Alright. So yeah, not a hugely valuable market. There's another Black Omen worshipper. Some spooky ruins. A lot of carpenters that get drunk in the bars, no matter what time it is. Oh, look who it is! Old Toma. Well met, Frog. So if you remember way back in the game, he was the one on the quest to find the rainbow shell. Toma's spirits. So we might know about his headstone, actually. We'll deal with that later. A beast was seen dragging something into the northern ruins. Guess we better check those ruins out then, huh? Whoa, what are these guys? There's 4 twins here. Oh. They're the carpenter's apprentices. So there's a lot of carpenters in this town. It's kind of interesting. Guess we didn't go to Chora's Inn yet in this time zone. Probably not a big deal. Alright, well let's go have a look at the spooky castle. So even in 600 AD, it's pretty spooky. Who knows how spooky it'll be in modern times. So, unfortunately, that way is blocked. Alright, we got some sort of ghostly knights, perhaps? We got ghost knights! Man, I was pretty good calling them ghostly knights. Oh. They're gonna be... You know, I kept saying, you know, there's gonna be ghosts that can only be damaged by magic. Finally ran into them and I'm doing it all wrong. Dark element might not even work. I don't know. Oh, it works just fine. Oh. But it was not strong enough. Maybe these guys are even stronger than the robots we were fighting last couple episodes. That laser spin's not very good, though. Unfortunately for Robo, his magic stat, pretty weak. If you had Chrono Luminaire, as usual, it'd be very strong. I wonder if they take more damage from lightning than dark. No. Well, not significantly, anyway. I don't think I've ever even used Cure Wave. It's a lot like Double Cure for Frog plus Marl. Have I used this before? I don't know. Just to show it off. That's just HP draining. It's not that nice. I guess we'll just go with Dark Mist. Because of the Golden Stud, it's cheap enough to just use his most expensive spell anyway. Oh, that's not good. I don't like it when they do that. At least they drop a high ether so you could recharge. Unfortunately, and a turbo ether as well. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get much further into this dungeon. Except they're not going to let us out at all now. Alright, I don't suppose we have, no, there's no combos for... That's not going to do anything. I had Electrocute on, what's his name? If I had Electrocute on Robo, it'd probably be pretty valuable here. Oops. I'm hoping a Dark Mist plus a Water 2 will win it. Grudge? Okay, am I gonna be killed by grudges here? Okay, thank goodness. Sheesh, this place is too spooky for me. Let's get out of here, guys. I'm trying to clear the map just to fill in all of that, but I think it's time to get out of here. Okay, so first attempt, we didn't really get very far. Luckily, resting is very cheap. Alright, so what do you think we should do about these, this castle? So this guy would like to work, but he has no tools. Wonder if we can do something about that. Seeing as this town is so similar 400 years later. So, let's go back to the inn. Inn's changed a little bit in 400 years. But, he's still drinking. It's not the same guy. I guess it's his descendant or something. Work ethic just isn't the same as it used to be. So we're gonna steal this guy's tool to go back in time and get some work done on this castle. Now, we could check it out in 1000 AD, I suppose. But... uh-oh. There's some sort of knight guarding it. Who's perhaps Cyrus? I don't really want to fight Cyrus. Does Frog really want to fight Cyrus? Probably not. Magus would have no second thoughts. What if we tried some magic? Can't even escape if we wanted. Well, what are we supposed to do? Nothing seems to do any damage. Could launch some frogs at him. I don't think there's anything we can do. Maybe if you ever got a crit. Maybe it's like the rubble. You had to use you had to get a critical attack to do any damage. No, you can't seem to hurt the ghost. Glenn. Unfortunately, the words don't seem to be getting through to him. And we can't get anywhere in the modern times. So that's why we're going back to 600 AD to see if we can change things. For whatever reason, time has driven Cyrus's ghost mad, apparently. If only Frog had a time machine, could go back in time and save Cyrus. Before Magus killed him? Maybe. They're like advanced carpentry tools. These are like 400 years in the future. There's probably like a power saw in here and some cordless drills and stuff. This guy is like, man, this is pretty awesome stuff you got. Alright. Straight to work, you lazy do-nots. I assume someone contracted him to fix the old castle. And if it wasn't for us returning his tools, for 400 years no one would bother trying to fix this place. We can't repair monster-infested places. Alright. So we've got a little bit of a cycle to prepare to go through here. Essentially, they will repair as much as they can based on how many monsters or how many areas we fought monsters in. So like, they won't fix anything in this room until we kill all the skellies. Alright, what's the gimmick with these guys? We got Fallen, we got Flesh Reapers, I don't know, Dark Misto. Who needs gimmicks when we got Dark Mist? Oh, well, that didn't do anything. Alright, well, let's try a different element. We're just gonna wait for Magus because he's, well, physical's an element. The physical element. At least it does damage, but, they may be immune to magic in general, but Dark, you know, I could see them absorbing just Dark. Let's try the opposite of Dark. This is what Chrono would have done anyway, right? Yeah, it works. Not super effective, but it works. Looks like we like knocked one of them. Well, that's a pretty rude attack. Oh, now you're gonna kill Frog before he even gets... That's just not nice at all. Are these enemies? They're jerks. So it looks like, maybe the Fallen, not immune to physical, but very high defense. Alright, I should maybe heal. Cure Beam, right? Alright, let's try a Dark Bomb. Oh, wait, that'll probably heal him if Dark... Yeah, that was a mistake. I guess, for this, it'd actually be more useful to have, not Robo, because his laser spin's not going to do much here. See if Proximity Bomb... Oh, right. Of course, you can't target Proximity Bomb. So yeah, probably bringing, you know, Chrono, maybe Marl or Luca would be useful here. If you have to use magic damage, basically. And not shadow. Ooh, fire! That seemed to be really good damage. Maybe they're weak to fire. That did way more than lightning, right? We gotta clear all the enemies out one way or the other, so... Well, I want to see if Fire 2 is good against the red ones. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's it. The guys with the size might be weak to water. The guy... No, they're all weak to fire. All good. Wow, okay, well, that'll do that. I think we sorted this out. Magus, you're the best. You're always the best, buddy. Just use the speed capsules on him. Let him do all this on his own. Maybe I will. We'll be getting a few more speed capsules, don't worry. Yeah, I'm gonna use 1 or 2 on him. He's just... It's like so often he's just the one... As long as you give him the golden stud to make MP not a big deal, he can just handle like everything. Alright, yeah, I'm sold. Magus, I generally don't use you this much. But you've been providing a really good value to the party. Yeah. I'm just gonna max him. I had just enough. That brings him to star speed. Which I think, honestly, for him, he might get more value out of that than most characters do. Because, he doesn't really do dual techs or triple techs, like most people. So, he's never waiting for someone else to complete a dual tech, basically. So him being fast is, like, always valuable. Oh, this one's not open yet. Well, we cleared another floor, so we'll go back to the carpenters. I suppose we could go back to modern times as well, but I think we might as well just finish... Like, we'll just clear the entire, the entire ruins in 600 AD before we go back to 1000. Unless something forces us. I really wasn't expecting fire to do that much damage. They must... You know, like, I generally don't bring Luca, and I generally don't bring Magus. So, I maybe just generally don't have the access to fire magic for these kind of dungeons at the end of the game. Like, normally I'd probably have, like, Chrono, Ayla, and Frog. Or Marl. But one of those 4, basically. After upgrading Robo's speed, he's a bit better, but, you make me pay money? Dang it. Why won't you just clear the ruins for free? I fight the monsters, you bring the wood. To be honest, they do work pretty quickly. Like, I can't complain too much. In the time it takes me to walk here, they fixed as much floor as they could get to. Although I say that, you'll notice that they, like, never patch up the first floor. This room should be a little bit better looking now. Or not. Maybe they lie. Maybe they don't... Maybe they went the other way this time. They just patched, like, 1 floor or 1 hole, and then they go home. Oh yeah, there was monsters in there after that 1 hole I fixed. Yeah, there's probably monsters. I bet you they didn't even open this door. Here rests Cyrus, the fool who defied Magus. Oh, I'm not supposed to be stealing anything from here, am I? 1 second, I may have messed this up. I usually was bringing Ayla for all this stuff. And then I stopped. Just 1 second, I'm looking... Where am I looking for? Sorry, everybody. Just let Frog have his moment here. We're looking for Cyrus. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. Real professional here. Trying not to miss any really important steals, basically, or charms. Okay, yeah, there's nothing to steal at all on this quest. Good. Excellent. Nothing to worry about. It was a good reason I didn't bring Ayla. We didn't need her for anything. There he is, looking a little bit less ghosty. Well, ghosty, but less monstrous, I guess. Surprised he's not upset that we brought Magus, his murderer. Frog is pretty awesome. I like bringing Frog. Magus. Huh. Could have brought Marl as well. I assume Cyrus might have recognized her. Although he doesn't know Marl, but, you know, she looks like the queen. Farewell, my friend. Aww. Well, at least we gave his spirit peace. Oh. There it is. Most important thing in the dungeon. Hey, Masa. Hey, Mune. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna have to cut this in a second here. Sorry, everybody. I'll be right back to finish this. As I was saying, hello, Masa and Mune. All that emotional baggage again. Frog was always strong, but now he's truly strong. He always regretted Cyrus dying and him surviving. I call it survivor's guilt. I read it in a textbook. It's a little bit awkward for Magus, make no mistake. Aha! Its final form. Now we've seen, like, all 3 forms of the Masamune. Or 4 forms. It's got the Masamune form, the red knife form, Masamune Tier 1, and Masamune Tier 2! Yes! Alright, so that's pretty cool. Now, if we'd been able to read this, if we didn't bring Frog, that is to say, I believe this tombstone would have said something slightly different. Specifically, whose spirit lives on in his true friend, Glenn. Is there something sparkling over here? No. Anyway, yeah, we've got a pretty awesome sword now. Remember Brave Sword? It was okay. Well, now we've got a 200 strength Masamune, which is stronger than the Swallow by a fair margin. You know, it's pretty good. I'm not sure how they calculate the attack score. You know, 145 strength weapon versus a 200 strength weapon, plus 16 strength versus 61 strength. It's complicated. One thing we can do again, though, with the upgraded Masamune, is we can go back to the Hero's Badge, somewhere down here. It's pretty awesome again. I mean, Frog's pretty good with speed, unless you give him a bunch of speed tabs, and then you don't need that anymore. I'll give him the Hero's Badge for now. I think this setup with the Masamune upgraded and the Hero's Badge is only really the best choice if you give Frog enough speed capsules that he's nearly maxed the speed, basically. And I don't think I've given him any yet, so unfortunately for him. It's mostly because I don't like his ultimate tech. Frog Squash. Yeah. Alright, so we could go back to 1080. The ghosts that would be here will no longer be too spooky for us. But we're not done because, you know, there's still some holes to be fixed in 600 AD. So we gotta get that through before we give up on this spooky castle. And this one might cost us a bit, I forget. Ah, still just 2,000 Gs. We got lots of Gs. Everybody have a G. 1 G for you, 1 G for you, 2 Gs for your friend. But yeah, I mean, I was pretty happy to get the Masamune upgraded. I always felt bad that Frog's best weapon for so long was not the legendary blade. And that, you know, all these other random swords we've been picking up around the place have been more powerful than the blade forged by Melchior and Masa and Mune giving, well, not giving up their life, but transforming their power. Now, be careful here. Remember, of course, like with the white plate, black plate, and all of those things, those black chests can be upgraded. So just, you know, be a little bit careful. Might not want to open them up in 600 AD just yet. Oh good, now what? More spooky ghosts. Well, I just want to see how much damage this thing will do, but I think Fire 2 will be the solution. That's not even all that much. I'm sure if we got a critical it'd be better, but... So essentially Frog's quest is basically over at this point, but there's still lots of good loot to get in here before we call it an episode. Alright, more spooky ghosts. This time even with weird slime things. Magus is so fast now, he's gonna really steal the show for any episode he's in, I think. Oh. So the slime things are not strong, or not weak to magic. Well, that's kind of frustrating. That must be light elemental damage? Oh. So, what are we supposed to do? Different elements? Dark, maybe? I don't know. I honestly don't remember. Oh, they just don't have very many HPs. Okay. They might be one of those enemies that normally I'd have Chrono and Luminaire with just one shot because it's so strong. Oh, good. More chests. We'll go with Dark Beast. Oh, right. That's what I was not supposed to do. My bad. Well, let's, yeah. I want to see this Masamune do some work. All my chips are on the table. And then Magus goes and gets a crit with his Reaper Soul thing, and... What was that? With... Oh, they must have boosted defense when they're laying down. It's like, why did Robo do such little damage? So now that they have fallen... Haha, I get it, I get it. Haha, ha ha ha, game. Just use magic on them, I get it. Looks like they've fallen for good. Alright, I'll stop. Alright, so, 2 more chests. Don't accidentally open these up. Seriously, the stuff we're gonna get out of these in 1080 is considerably better. So yeah, be careful. Is there anything else in this dungeon? There's just the 3 black chests? I thought there was 4 for some reason, but... Just check a couple corners here, just in case. Trying to remember for sure. Maybe that is all there was. Is what it is. Alright, so it's 1 chest to the right, 2 chests up top. And I think that's it for us then, okay. It's really not a very large spooky mansion. It's mostly just the fact you have to switch between time eras and use the carpenter tools over and over again to like build it up. Alright, all done. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so, I believe Tolma's still here, or, the other one. Tavern. Of course, he's in the tavern drinking. No, he's not here anymore? Oh, he's just off in search of the rainbow shell. And now we know about Sir Cyrus's grave, specifically. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, for now, it's time to see the results of our labor by pressing the wrong button and traveling back to the present. Be careful with pressing the wrong buttons or your time-traveling spaceship will shoot laser beams and probably blow up your house or something. Okay, now we could go to Toma's grave, but that's technically a different quest. So, now, the spooky ghost is not here. And the ruins are at peace. I guess you could have picked those chests up. Oh, I should have left them. I didn't even think about it. So, there was a couple random chests on the ground here. If I'd picked them up, like, they don't upgrade the way the black chests do, but I could have still picked them up in 1000 AD and then gone back in time to 600 AD and get the, double the loot. Or at least, I don't think they upgrade. They might actually upgrade. Alright. So, the grave stands test of time? Yeah, I bet you I could have doubled, like, I bet you there's, like, an elixir and ether of some sort that you could probably get doubles of. Yeah. That'll teach me. I totally forgot. I was thinking, you know, black chests, right? So yeah, this one and the one on the lower levels, if we'd opened them in this timeline first, if I'd been less greedy... My bad. So at least we upgraded the Nova armor to the Moonbeam armor. That's a good one. Wonder who maintains all these spooky fires. Alright, Siren's Kiss to Valkyrie Bow. And Onimaru to Suzuku. Now that's probably a Chrono sword, if I had to guess. Yeah. So, now this is one, for sure, that is potentially, one of the strongest late-game swords. There's something better, but if you happen to have a way of getting criticals regularly at all, this thing will do an insane amount of damage. So I'm gonna just equip that anyway for now. What else did we pick up? Oh, I looked up the Aussie pants. If you equip them in battle, you just are confused. So, it's got pretty high physical defense compared to most helmets. But you get confused. And I think it drains your HP as well, so, yeah, there's no way to cure it, basically. Moonbeam armor. It's one of the highest defense and magic defense armors in the game. The base game. Now, we'll talk about it later on, but the DS version has some extra content, which includes weapons and armor, so in the original Super Nintendo version and PlayStation version, this is one of the best pieces of armor. Without draining any elements or anything, but just for averagely good defense, like just plain old physical and magical defense, pretty strong. Anyway. So we ought to go back. Oh, I suppose there was one other thing we picked up, right? Don't forget about old Marl. So the Valkyrie bow, I'm not actually sure it's much better. Status infliction bows are pretty good. Slow is actually a pretty good debuff if you can get it to work. Enemies get a lot less turns, so like, you know, that's kind of nice if it works. And she's usually not doing a ton of damage with her attack, even if it says plus 54 damage there, you know. But give it to her. So let's speedily head back to 600 AD, and we should just quickly pick up the old version. So this is what I did off camera last time for the colored plate armor. And that was just because it was a lot of walking around at that point. Today we'll just pick these up real quick. No big deal. But yeah, if we'd done the two side chests, we could have got a little bit more. So, what do we get? Nova armor. I think it's still okay, but the Moonbeam armor is far superior. You don't have to go back and get the older copies of the the black chest if you don't want. Siren's Kiss. I expect it's just a weaker bow, a weaker body armor, and a weaker sword for Chrono. It would be a shame if you missed that upgraded katana, though. Alright, so his Onimaru is, yeah, definitely weaker even than the Slasher. Now, you have to steal the Slasher too, but I wouldn't say the Onimaru is better than the Swallow. But I would say that the Suzaku is much better. A little bit less speed, but that 4 times crit damage is kind of insane. I think crits normally do double damage, and this, like, doubles it again. So, like, if your base damage, say, somewhere around 500 at this point in the game, or near the end game, you'll be doing, like, 2,000 damage on crits, which is... I mean, that's as much as most of your techs do, your good techs. Okay, so Siren's Kiss would inflict Stop, which is actually, you know, again, might be worth it. Less damage, but sometimes Status Infliction might be a better choice. I don't know. Just for comparison here. I guess I was equipping the Gloom Cape on Magus. The Moonbeam Armor is actually sort of an upgrade for him. Oh, Nova Armor! That might be better in a way, actually. Sometimes you can't equip a helmet, like... Well, there are different types of helmets. Some of them are better in other ways without status immunity, and then you can now get status immunity from your armor slot rather than your helm slot. So yeah, definitely pick up the Nova Armor. That's worth getting. There's certainly lots of dungeons and bosses where, as you've seen, being immune to statuses is pretty good. Alright, so I think that's all we're going to do for today's episode. The Rainbow Shell is the last big quest, and to do that, we will need to be over here. So, we'll do that next episode. It's a big quest, and we'll be doing it for the next episode, or possibly 2. So, we'll get to work next time. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you have enjoyed. And everyone enjoy the powered-up Masamune. That's the real sword. See you guys.